Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. Self-healing, when we talk about self-healing, most people think that it's about healing our bodies by ourselves. But self-healing is so much more than healing the body. It is about healing the self. It is about mending the broken pieces of ourselves. Who we are is divine. We are beings of light. We are souls, eternal, non-physical souls who have incarnated into these physical forms, into these bodies. We are not these bodies. We are the divine soul in the body, animating the body. But when we come here to this planet Earth, we're taught that we're mere mortals, that we're sinners, that we're lacking in some way, that we're not tall enough or short enough or old enough or young enough or small enough or big enough. We're not enough, not enough, not enough. Always trying to do better. We are enough, just as we are. We are souls, divine and perfect in every way, not lacking anything. But when we come into these physical forms, we come in as babies. And the collective consciousness currently says that babies don't know anything. We're not looked upon as divine souls incarnating into a physical body. Babies are looked at as vacant, as if they have no knowledge whatsoever, they have no wisdom, they have nothing to share. This isn't true. So right from the get-go, we're looked at as less than who we are. The external world projects at us that we are less than divine intelligence incarnate. So from that very first standpoint, we start operating at a loss. The external world doesn't see our intelligence. It doesn't allow us to really express our intelligence because they're overlooking our intelligence. So if we're not seen as divine beings by the external world, as young children, we are informed by the external world. We're told who we are. We're told what to do and when to do it. We're told by the teachers and the school system if we're smart or we're not, if we're intelligent, if we're, if we're musically adept or athletically adept, or, we are judged and compared by society. And when this happens, we begin to forget who we are. Amnesia takes hold. And we forget that we are grand beings of light. We all hear the term the higher self. Well, we are the higher self, the part of ourselves that operates from higher intelligence, from universal wisdom. But as humans, we have been operating from our fallen consciousness. We have been operating from the who we are not. We have been operating from the who we are told to be, who we are expected to be. And who we are told we are is not who we are. So when we don't know who we are, life becomes very, very scary and uncomfortable. I had a very unique experience in childhood. As a 2 and 3-year-old, I had the experience of going to sleep at night and just being part of God, part of the unified field of source, this vast, infinite space of love and light. I knew that that space was God, this divine intelligence, this unconditional love, the space that people talk about when they have near-death experiences. Well, I didn't really have a near-death experience, but I found myself in this space of incredible love and light. And it was absolutely clear that that space is now and always. That space is there eternally. And it's not that it's there as in somewhere else, it's right here, right now. But it's a space that we have to tune into. We have to close our eyes. We have to get quiet. And we have to be able to match our frequency to that space. We have to actually look for that space. Not as in with our physical eyes. It's not something that we're trying to see. It is something that we are looking for with our being. It is the space of unconditional love. And we know that we're in that space when we can feel the unconditional love with our body. Our body is the sensory organ. It is what the body is what we use to feel our way through life. But most of what we feel is fear, anxiety, guilt, doubt, shame, blame, worry, frustration, anger. Those are the things that we mostly feel in our bodies when we are not feeling ourselves, when we're not being the truth of who we are. Then those sensations take over. In order to start clearing out all of those feelings of fear, doubt, guilt, worry, shame, blame, we have to reconnect to ourselves. We have to be able to get quiet and tune in and start noticing what else is inside us. All that is, all of creation is inside us. We are our higher selves. Right here, right now. The higher self is an attention point. We have been taught to anchor our attention point into the physical body and simply use the physical eyes to see things. And when we're only using our physical eyes to see things, all we can see is the surface. All we can see is the physicalness. we're missing all the other things that are able to be seen with that third eye. When our physical eyes are closed, we can see energy, we can see light. And it's not like a visual thing. It's words are a little hard to use sometimes if you've not had this experience. I remember being very confused about this early on in my awakening, because anytime I heard the word see, I thought, well, I have to be able to see auras around people. I need to be able to see colors all around people. And, that's what clairvoyance is. If you can see colors around people. No, it's when we close our eyes and we use our imagination. Imagination, imagine, image in, the image that we can see in our consciousness. When we close our eyes, we can direct light through our bodies to help heal our bodies. We can start tuning in with our eyes closed, and we can start calling in Mother, Father, God, and tuning in to the presence of God. We can tune in to the unconditional love that is available 24/7. Unconditional love is not something that is given to us or that we give to others. It's a massive space. It fills all of the space all around us. But it's something that we have to tune into. And once we can tune into that, we can feel it in our bodies. And when we feel unconditional love with and in our bodies, we be that love. We don't have to seek it from somewhere else. When we start tuning in to our higher selves, when we let our attention point move from being anchored into the physical body through our physical eyes, and we allow our attention point to move up in frequency and vibration into the vastness of the rest of who we are, the non-physical self that is right here, right now, the soul, the core essence of who we are. When we tune into that, we start to recognize that we are divine beings in a profane world, a world of fallen consciousness where we have fallen out of our divinity. When we seek to heal ourselves, we're actually seeking our own divinity. We are seeking to heal all of the thought viruses that have infiltrated our being, all of the ideas, the beliefs of lack, limitation. There's something wrong with me. I'm not okay. I need to change. When we start to clear out all of those thought viruses, when we start to clear out other people's perceptions of who they think we are, we can start tuning into who we really are. And once we reconnect to the truth of who we are, once we reestablish our own divinity and we can stand clearly, firmly, strongly in our own presence, then nobody can knock you out of your own presence. Nobody can lie to you because it's completely obvious if they're telling you something that's not true, something that is not of the divine. This is the core, the most important part of the healing process. No matter what it is you're wanting to heal, financial troubles, relationship troubles, physical body troubles, all of the troubles start to go away when we reestablish our divinity. When we start to recognize that we are eternal beings having a temporary physical experience. Once we truly grok that, the fear goes away. We stop fearing because the ultimate fear is the fear of death. Once we understand there is no death, there's simply transformation, transmutation. And that when we're done with this physical adventure that we're having, and the body stops functioning, then we simply go on to our next adventure. There is nothing to mourn, there's no loss, there's just completion of an adventure. As the soul, we look forward to having adventures. We're eternal beings. We're going to have many more adventures after we're done with this particular one that we're having right now. So at this time on the planet, we're in the midst of the Great Awakening. We're starting to remember who we are. And it's happening fast, far faster than most expected. And it can be a little wobbly as we start to recognize who we really are, as we start to take our power back, as we start to amplify our light, as we start to turn our own light back on, we start to look out at the world and see that, oh, things are not as we thought they were. Now, not only do we start to heal ourselves by clearing away all of those thought viruses of the who we are not, we also start to heal the world. Because as we start to remember who we are, we come into a state of inner peace. And as each of us comes to a state of peace within, we start to live peaceful lives. And that peace, as people all over the world start to live in peace, peaceful lives. Peace, P-E-A-C-E, and peace, P-I-E-C-E, one piece. We have been fragmented as beings, pulled from one part to another part, the inner child, the inner 12-year-old, the inner 2-year-old, the inner 7-year-old, the inner 20-year-old, right? We've been fragmented. Wholeness. We come back We take all of the pieces of ourselves and put them back together as one. Body, mind, and soul no longer are then three pieces. They come back into the wholeness of one being. It is time for peace on earth. It is time for us to return to the oneness, the wholeness of existence itself that exists within this space of Mother, Father, God, the light and unconditional love of Source, that source of all life. Do you remember this part of yourself? Can you recognize this higher self? Can you recognize yourself as one with Mother, Father, God, one with the light and unconditional love of God, Source itself? When you can start to do this, you become solid within, not dense, but solid, coherent, cohesive within. And you start to know yourself. And as you begin to know yourself, you start to heal yourself. This is the essence of self-healing. It's becoming the higher self that you have always been. If you can relate to this, let me know in the comments. If this has been helpful, please like and share this video. While you're here, subscribe to my channel. That would help me out. That would be great. So I hope that this was helpful to you. And I hope that you are taking time to close your eyes and go within. Start tuning in to the core essence of yourself. Allow yourself to feel the unconditional love that is all around you, that ultimately comes from Mother, Father, God, the source of all life. Tuning in to your divinity, the piece of divinity that you are. I hope this was helpful. My name is Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. You can find it on Amazon.com, and you can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time, create for yourselves some great things because you can. Bye for now.